going to speak mostly in English, but with some of you, I'm going to at least speak a little bit of Spanish, and hopefully that you'll get the little bit of Spanish that I speak. Okay, entonces, hablaré en español contigo. Y hablaré español contigo. Okay, Jordan, ¿entiendes un tantito de español, no es cierto? Okay, she just told me she did because I just said un tantito. Okay, no voy a hablar español contigo. Solamente un tantito. Okay, so here we go. So let's start with the general idea. Y quiero que me ayuden. Okay? Okay, el lunes estaban aquí. You were here Monday. Lani. Yeah, that's right, Lani. That's right. I love Lani. What? And where? Where? Okay. So, first of all, I want to know what is a verb. ¿Qué es un verbo? ¿Qué es? An action word. Now I'm going to dig a little deeper, okay? Because not all verbs are action words. Okay. But in general, verbs are action. Right? It's the action of the sentence. Right? Now this is Spanish, this is English. Okay? It's not just I'm just giving English and then you have to figure out how you do this in Spanish. The reason I say not all verbs are action. Voy a escribir dos verbos y quiero que me diga la diferencia. ¿Okay? Tenemos el verbo en inglés. Tenemos el verbo to run. Y después tenemos el verbo to be. Can you see the difference in these kinds of verbs? They're verbs, both of them are verbs, but can you see the difference in these kind of verbs? One verb is to run, and the other verb is to be.
Well, when you're doing something.
Okay, so this is an actual action.
Yeah.
No,
that's
cierto.
Going to do something.
No, because I'm okay.
Or you're going to be.
No. How about the verb to be able to? So you won't think I'm talking about to be happy. Okay, that means can. Go ahead, sweetie.
The second one is more like a transitional verb.
Okay.
Where you transition into another verb, like to be able to run.
Okay, or it's like a linking verb, but it's not an action. But not necessarily, because for example, if you have the verb to have, is that an action?
Yes and no.
Okay, give me yes, give me no. Because you're right, yes and no.
I don't know, like if in a sentence someone asks you a question, you're like, I have it. You know,
Okay, so that's to have meaning to understand.
No, like
But I have
where is the toothpaste?
Okay, yeah, that's to possess.
Yeah.
Okay, how's that an action? Okay, but in a sense, what you're saying in a sense is an action, but it's not the same kind of action as to run.
It's not a physical action, it's a metaphorical action.
Okay, but the reason I'm making that difference, because how you use the tense present indicative, you'll see a difference, right? You'll see a difference. So that's why it's important that you recognize that there's two kinds of verbs in general. I didn't do this on Monday. There's two kinds of verbs in general. There's more the actual action, like to do action. And there's action, but it's much more, it's a linking verb, or it's an action that we don't normally think of as action, like to own, to have, to be, okay? And the way you use these two verbs in the present indicative, you're going to see is very enlightening. Okay, and we'll talk about that in Spanish and in English. Okay, so los verbos is action in the sentence. Okay, so let's look at it. Do you know the difference between the form of the verb, la forma del verbo, versus the tense, el tiempo del verbo? Like I said, I didn't do this on Monday because I don't want you to come to class. and just do the same thing, exactly. Do you know the difference between the form of the verb, la forma del verbo, and el tiempo del verbo, the tense of the verb? ¿Sabe lo que es la forma del verbo? En inglés, español, es igual, sweetie. Okay.
Are you still talking about like infinitives?
Okay, that's one form. So when you say the form of the verb, what are you talking about?
I was gonna say just the word itself, like just,
But you're,
I don't know, like
How it's used,
how it's not used.
the context of it?
No, not how.
how it's said,
how it's
Spell?
how it's put somewhere.
how it's written.
Oh, it's close.
Form,
spell.
right? How something is shaped.
Alright.
That's the form of something. How it's written, right? Because how something is written in English to a certain extent, but to Spanish definitely will tell you a lot of information. Let me give you an example. When you have the verb to talk, right? In Espanol, hablar. Do you know the form? Do you know what this form is called? You're looking at me because the answer is yes, you do. You're looking at me. I can always tell when you know because you look straight at me. Do you know what this form is called? In Espanol or English? In Spanish or in English? Oh, wait a minute. Infinitive. I knew you were going to do something. I knew it. It's the infinitive. The infinitive in English you always recognize because it's with the to. It's the verb before it is conjugated. Sometimes we also use the infinitive when we have two verbs in a sentence, right? We have two verbs in a sentence. Me puedes dar un ejemplo. En inglés, o si quieres en español, pero en inglés más que nada. Un ejemplo.
I like to talk.
There you go, girl. What are you acting like it's surgery?
It is.
I like, right? You can't say I like talk, right? You say I like to talk. ¿Sabe cómo se dice eso en español? ¿Sabe cómo se dice? Me gusta hablar. Now see, in Spanish you have the